Well, good morning, everybody. There is Dottie over there in the bed, staring over here. It is, what time is it? 6:08 a.m. and it is the 6th of September, 2024. And we are still in beautiful Eagle Nest, 30 miles just due south of the Colorado border at 8,000 feet. Beautiful Eagle Nest Lake. You can't see it because it's dark, but it's there. Trust me. And we're going to do comments today. And the news story from yesterday was intergenerational housing. That's people with dementia and nursing home people with little kids, and then there's situations where there are nursing home people with college students, a real mix of generations in the same building, and it leads to pretty wonderful things. The long form video was my drive to the St. James Hotel, where it's a very famous hotel, famous names attached to it like Doc Holliday, Wyatt Earp. There were 26 murders there. There is a legend of a ghost. They're closing this hotel after like 150 some odd years. And I've been there several times. So I've been on I was on a mission there to get, I've filmed there before, but I wanted to get an interview with someone that's worked there a long time and get into the secret room. And the secret room is a guest room that they have locked up and padlocked for years, and they won't rent it out because it's haunted. That is the story. No one can go in there. And you've seen the video. I hadn't gotten the answer yet of what I can go on, but spoiler alert, you're being rewarded for being here today. Yes, I got permission and I got in. And I got the interview. Everything is on tape. I am going to probably work on that today, and maybe you'll see that tomorrow. Exciting. Okay, to the comments. And of course the third video was our comment video from yesterday, but the first one's on intergenerational housing from Randy. I think that it's a tremendous program, especially for the dementia patients. Multi-generational family households used to be the norm and still is in cultures that respect and honor their elders. Paying for daycare, elder care, multiple households, etc. is crazy to me. I see more families staying together nowadays, and I think it's wonderful. Everyone can afford a nice vacation too. Good thoughts, Randy. And she responded to probably just the beginning of my St. James Hotel thing, because it's in the car. We're going to go on an adventure, and Randy apparently likes going on adventures. She says, yay, I love going on adventures. So that's why I think that. Keith Brookshire on St. James. I've been waiting for this video. I had lunch at the St. James several times years ago when I spent a week or so in Cimarron. And Doug Whitehead on the comments thing. Enjoy your morning coffee in Eagle Nest. Here we got morning coffee. Kim Gray. Today did an article on this, the intergenerational housing in 2017. The care center is combining child and senior care, and the results are beautiful. I think I mentioned they're also doing this on some college campuses where college kids are living in the same combination of a dorm and nursing home. Pretty cool. Ken Gray said, I didn't change the name on the account. I created a new account. I was using him as an example of someone that constantly was getting their comments stifled and held and lost in the ether on YouTube. And he said, I didn't change the name on the account. That's what I thought he did. I actually created a new account just in case someone else has the issue. For the long form video, I really enjoyed listening but didn't comment. I did hit like though. Let's see. And on the comments video, Ken said he did a search of textbooks in school, and apparently as of last year, only 40% of schools use them at all. I'm surprised it's not higher. Ken also said it's a lovely drive. Look forward to the hotel tour. And we have M. Campbell on the St. James videos. Cimarron Canyon is magnificent. It is. I just have to explore this place. Surprisingly, it looks like the annual pass price hasn't gone up yet, so I'm going to go ahead and order mine. I'm really really looking forward to exploring northern New Mexico next summer. Okay. I answered it in detail here. I think that it goes up January 1st. Also, rates go up with reservations made January 1st and later. Sites with electric and water will go from the current $4 to $15 a night. So if possible, make reservations prior to January 1 to lock in the old rates. You can reserve 6 months in advance. When I say I think, I picked that word deliberately because no one really knows. I mean, all these rates and everything, I have a chart from, they have not published final rates. All that you get are the proposed rates, and the rules as far as can you make a reservation on December 31st and get the old rate for 2 weeks of your, well, I guess that would be out in June, you would be booking. I would imagine so. Also, the rumor is that you can only stay a week instead of 2 weeks. So if you make a reservation December 30th for 2 weeks, are they going to allow that? I think if they lock you in and charge you to a time period and a rate prior to the end of the year, I think they're going to, I would imagine that they would honor that. The $15 a night for water, water and electric, they're charged now separate for water and electric, and every site that I had water and electric, so I'm thinking $15 instead of $4. And if you're out of state, the annual pass is going from $225 to $600. So just, and of course there is not, I've looked, there has not been, hey, this is the official thing and this is the date that it's happening. I have not seen that, so you just never know. Let's go. I'm going the wrong way, Rob. Go up, go up. On my no one admitted under 60 to this video. That was just a nostalgia video about things I remember from approximately 1968 to 1972 in my childhood. And Make a Deb in 1991 said, very much enjoyed reminiscing with you. Thanks for the memories. And I said, so glad you had fun with that video. That's a real off-topic video, and they say don't do off-topic videos, stick with your niche, keep videos at 12 minutes or less, do thumbnails that evoke emotion. These are all things that if you go how to get more subscribers, how to be successful on YouTube, these are all things that you will find people saying to you constantly. And I break pretty much all those rules. I can't help it. I do what goes organically. And I'm pretty happy so far with the results. You know, one of the things that I do pay for advice. It's called vidIQ, VIDIQ. I think I pay a monthly fee for it. And they integrate into like my YouTube studio, and they give advice. You know, they give, and you know, one of the things that both YouTube and vidIQ suggest that you want to have a title and a thumbnail that evokes emotion. Now, they fall short of saying use drama, but they say evokes emotion, and they actually score it. You know. So what does that mean? And a lot of people interpret that to mean be dramatic. And you want to evoke emotion, and they say the other word they use is curiosity. I don't think either one of those things in itself are bad, emotion or curiosity. It's when you evoke emotion and curiosity and you don't pay off in the video. That's the problem. And that's what they call clickbait, right? Clickbait is a promise that's unfulfilled. And I don't speak for everyone watching, obviously, everyone watching YouTube, I can only speak for myself. When I get a provider that I'm watching and I get disappointed over and over again about the video not delivering on the promise, where I do get excited and I go, oh my gosh, they're leaving full-time van life? What happened? Or they had a disaster? Oh my gosh. And then you find out they're not really leaving van life. Their disaster was, something broke, right? Their slide broke and it cost them, $500 to fix it. That's not a disaster. That's a maintenance problem. It could be an expensive maintenance problem. I would have bought that. So I don't do it. It does result in more views and more clicks, but if you're just looking at number of subscribers, it's actually there are things that happen that get you subscribers that aren't really useful. For example, my 1 million view crash video where I have happened to run across a horrible RV accident, and my intent was to use that to warn people about tire safety and hopefully save some lives, and I was not expecting it to go viral at all. It was a minute and a half. It was off my cell phone on my dashboard. It was hardly any effort went into it, but it got 1.3 million views, and I got hundreds and hundreds of subscribers from that right away because there were so many views. And those subscribers, I'm going to guess most of them are gone, because if they expected more content like that from me, they were going to be bitterly disappointed, because that's not what I do. There's not one other accident video I have 1,200 videos. There's only one. So getting a lot of subscribers from a big bump like that isn't really all that useful in the long term. It did get me to be monetized faster because it gave me a lot of watch time hours, and it gave me a lot of subscribers, and you just need 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch hours, and that pretty quickly put me over that. So that was very convenient for me, but those subscribers didn't really stick around. So was I making a point? Hello? I don't know I always point, I don't follow the rules, and they say, oh, you keep your videos short. I do 5-minute videos. I do 1.5 minute, 2-minute videos. I do 70, 80-minute videos. They're all over the place depending on organically what's going on. And I pay attention to how people react to, especially like if I'm putting out over 1-hour videos. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I want to make sure I'm not like annoying my subscribers. So I look at the like rate, right? What do I mean by that? You look at the number of views and the number of likes and look at that ratio. And if the like rate is really low, or and you can hit dislike. I don't get that many dislikes, 1 or 2 at most on some videos, but it's not statistically significant. If it ever was, I'd go, oh my gosh, what did I do wrong in that video? So they say, something around, 3 to 5%. Like if you have 100 views, 3 likes or 5 likes is good. And my bottom is 10%. And what I look for is between 20 and 30%. And lately, even though I don't have that many subscribers, just shy of 6,000, and even though I don't have high views, plenty of YouTubers out there, they have 10, 20, 30, 50, 100,000 views on a video. I get a few hundred. That's it. But my like rate is, let's take a peek at that. Let's do some actual numbers here. Things are slow. Why is it slow? What's going on? My internet. What happened? There it goes. Okay, we go to content. And let's look at Comments and Coffee had yesterday 185 views, right? That's not a lot of views. 2 people didn't like it, 31 did. So you got 31 likes out of 185. So that's, that's about 18%, I think. If it was 31 likes out of 100, that would be 30%, but it's almost 200, so it's a little over half that, so between 15 and 20%. That's very respectable. 326 on the St. James one, and 10 likes is exactly 31 likes again. So that's that's just under 10%. So that's kind of low for me. So I'm a little concerned over the number of likes but it's still well above the 5%. It's double the 5%. But now that I'm looking at that, the intergenerational housing only had 44 views, but it's got 12 likes. That's almost 30%, right? And Comments and Coffee, 183, 29 likes, very similar to the other one. So about 15%. Surprising Revelations. This one was a history one that I really didn't think would do very well. And it still did 222 views, about 29 likes, so call it 30. So that's, again, about 10% would be 22, 30, about 15%. So I don't know why I'm going on and on about this, but I wanted to ensure you that I'm talking about real numbers here. So that's a metric that I really pay attention to. And I do pay attention when I have dislikes, because it shows likes versus dislikes, and I like to see 100. But like if I go down, no one under 60 admitted, I got 2 thumbs down, probably from people under 60, I would imagine. And then what Comments and Coffee, the other day I got 2 thumbs down. There's every once in a while I get a video that's got at least 1 to 3 thumbs down. Let me see if there's a really awful one here that's like 90% or lower. This one's pretty good. This one, Orphaned Oil Wells, got, there's only 1 thumbs down because there's just not that many likes. So the other thing I look at is what percentage of the video is someone going to watch. Right? It's one thing to attract people to click on it. I want to see this. But if people are bailing really quickly, they're not liking the video at all. So I want to get as close to, keeping, people at least through half, 50%. That's really high. I'm trying to see that. Sometimes it's hard. So average view duration on the 9-minute and 49-second Comments and Coffee from yesterday was 4 minutes and 11 seconds out of 9. So that's almost half. That's really good. A really terrible video where they're going to click on it and go, oh, this is not what the thumbnail and the title suggested. They're going to leave right away. So that average view, that average number of minutes viewed, like on a 10-minute video, would be like a minute. All right, so that's terrible. So I keep an eye on that too, and that tells me that I'm delivering what I'm promising. So if I look at a statistic that says I'm delivering what I'm promising, and people are hanging around on average at least for close to half the video, then success. And my theory is that in these most of the videos that I see on there, that even they're professional people telling you how to do YouTube, I don't think they talk enough about those 2 things. and emphasize them enough. I have decided I would rather get, like on my comment video yesterday, 184 views with 5 comments and 31 likes and people watching almost half of it. I would rather have that than 5,000 views and a low percentage of likes, high dislikes. I'd probably make more money, but but I wouldn't be building an audience of people that are resonating with what I'm saying, and are enjoying my content. So I'm not going to grow as fast as I might in terms of those big numbers, the subscribers, views, and income. But I think if I grow steadily and slowly with these principles in place and those metrics consistent, I'm going to do pretty well. I suspect that the amount of money I make on my fairly low numbers is, if you do a ratio, I think I'm probably doing really well. I do know other channels that I have access to the information that have 2 to 3 and sometimes 4 times the number of subscribers, but less than half the income. And I think these principles are the reason for that. So if you weren't interested in YouTube sort of stuff like that, I apologize. And the other thing I'm going to apologize for is I've lost my place on... I'm so sorry. Oh, let's see. I think it was McDev. Very much enjoyed reminiscing with you. Thanks for the memories on the No One Under 60. And then Zigzag said, on an old story from last year, incredible RV repair story, I found it. I couldn't remember the actual solution. I did remember the frustration. My new Empire heater is supposed to arrive today. No reason to mention this post in the comments video. Whoops, sorry, too late. So Zig followed in my footsteps with my march towards finding the right propane heater for Quartzsite for the winter, and I started, of course, with the furnace in the rig, which is highly inefficient because the electrical usage. And then I think I got a buddy heater at one point, and that didn't work out so well for me. And then I went to these what are they called? Olympic heaters. Hang on, because I don't edit, I'm not going to stop, but I'm going to tell you, Olympic propane heater is, they are called catalytic heaters. There's a wave heater. There's I think 3 models, like a small, medium, and large, and they're very efficient. They don't sort of burn, the fabric glows. It's a catalytic chemical reaction. They're made to be inside RVs, so they're safe. You do have to vent anytime you should, even onboard propane. I know there's venting built in, but it doesn't hurt to crack a window, and certainly have carbon monoxide and propane alarms with an S, more than one. Certainly carbon monoxide have more than one. I have 3, actually. They're expensive. I had a Wave 6, which I think there's a Wave 4, 6, and 8. I started with a 4, I think. And let me make sure I'm saying the right thing. If it's a Wave, is there a Wave 4? Wave 3. It's a Wave 3. That was the smallest one, and it just wasn't enough for the really cold nights. So I upgraded to a Wave 6, the next largest one. It was certainly enough, but it does. Here's the thing that it didn't have. It didn't have a thermostat. So, I would wake up sweating at 2 in the morning, have to shut it. It was like low, medium, and high, but the differences didn't make, even at low, it would get the thing up to 80 degrees. And I'd have to shut it off, and then I'd wake up cold at 5 o'clock and refire it up. Then I walked into RV Lifestyles, the place in Quartzsite. They work on RVs and sell RV supplies. RV Lifestyles, it's a wonderful place. I walked in and they were selling Wave units, and I saw they had these other heaters displayed made by a company called Empire, which I never heard of. And I did a little research, and I found out these are standalone propane heaters that are made for residential purposes. And they have small ones for like room heaters. And they had two that were the same size in terms of BTU rating, but one was smaller and it was $100 more or something. And I asked, why is the smaller one more expensive than the bigger one? She said, well, they're both the same output, but the smaller one just it's more expensive because of the design, because it's more compact. And that was like $340, I think. The other one, the same, just bigger, was $240. So $340, and the Wave I bought was, God, it had to have been $400 or $500. I'm looking now, the big one, the 8, is $530 marked down from $689 at Camping World. So it was big bucks. And this was a big savings, and it had an actual thermostat dial on it. So this story, I'm going to warn you, is going to go on. So if you're getting really bored, I apologize. Fast forward to the last couple of comments and I'll be done, I swear. But I bought it and it was perfect. I loved it. I loved everything about it. Then one day, after a month or so, a healthy flame on a propane device like this is a blue flame, right? It shows efficiency. If you see a yellow, red flame, mostly a yellow flame, something's very, very wrong. It's an inefficient burning. It's going to be off-gassing. It's going to be maybe dangerous. It's not good. And mine started producing a yellow flame. And when it would, the pilot I'm talking about, and then when I would ignite it, the whole face of it would be orange and sort of flaming, and it looked dangerous. It really did. And I couldn't figure out what was going on. I thought, I started doing research on the internet, and I replaced the regulator on the propane line, had a brand new propane line done. I switched out the tanks for a new tank. I checked all the connections. And I brought it in. One of the great things about this heater is they're authorized to work on them, warranty work. So I brought it in, and they said, they called me back. They said, well, we cleaned it. We took it apart and we cleaned everything. It should be fine. We tested it. It's fine. It must have been dirty. So I bring it home. Blue flame? No. Not a thing had changed. Now, there's a lesson in here. Some people, myself included, might have had the impulse to be angry at the service people. Because what did they say to me? They said, we took it apart, we cleaned it, we tested it, and it worked perfectly. And you might say, well, obviously not. You didn't, because I brought it home and it's still doing the same thing. But I held back that judgment. And I brought it in, and I said, well, this time I'm going to bring it in. I'm going to bring in the tank I was using, everything, so you can duplicate exactly what I have in my trailer. And they said, okay. And they did that. They set it up on a bench with all my stuff connected, and it worked perfectly. tight little blue flame, ignited, was perfect. I brought it home, and everything was orange again. And the video I did that he's responding to is called Incredible RV Repair, and it's got a silhouette of Sherlock Holmes smoking a pipe. And it's been so long I can't even tell you how I found the solution, but here was the problem. I was having nosebleeds from dry air, so I had bought a humidifier. And I'd been using the humidifier for quite a while, no adverse effects to anything. And I had recently decided, since I'm paying for water in my fee at the LTDVA in Quartzsite, I'm going to start using their water. And so I started using their water instead of buying like filtered water from town. Filtered meaning there's no salt in it and stuff. Well, it turns out the water that you get for free in the desert there from the BLM is perfectly potable. It's not harmful, but it has a lot of minerals in it and has an incredibly high salt content. And I started wondering about what effect salt atomized in the air might have effect on the heater. And I also noticed that my stove flames were starting to turn orange on the end. And I go, something is going on here. So I took a pinch of salt and I sprinkled it over one of the burners, and it turned completely orange immediately. So I turned off my humidifier, opened the windows, waited a couple hours, fired up the heater, tight blue flame. It was perfect. That's what the answer was. So anyway, who'd have thunk? So let me finish this off. I'm going 32 minutes. Holy mackerel. Anyway, that is a RV full-timer nomad adventure investigation. That is like what a lot of things are like. COVIN 88. You should go check out Capulin Volcano before you leave the area. You can drive right up to the top of it, and views from the crater rim are excellent. I bet, and it's not that far. Certainly not from Cimarron, where I went yesterday. I think it's about 90 miles from here, and probably about 60 miles from 60 or 70 miles from Cimarron. Charlie Clay, very good video. Sad to hear it may close. It's definitely gonna close, but as he says next, hopefully someone will step up and keep it open. Someone will buy it and keep it open. That would be really nice. And it says, give Dottie extra petting for me. Charlie and Diane were parked right over behind here for a couple of months, and I would let Dottie out in the morning without a leash, and Dottie would make a beeline because Charlie would be sitting out there having coffee in the morning. And now Dottie she looks over where Charlie is, looking for Charlie every morning. Randy says, I'm really hoping they agree with your filming. It would be sad to miss the opportunity before it closes. And Randy, spoiler alert, as I said, yes, they did, and I got that film. Randy says, 0 textbooks. Everything is Chromebook for my youngest son. Yeah, I think so many of them, you don't carry around big, heavy books anymore. You carry around an electronic thing. She says she can't. Naj says she can't wait to see the interview. You're gonna see it. You're gonna see it soon. Pahrump tour for visitors. That's an old one. That's an evergreen video. Let's see if I can open that up there and see how many views there are on that. There are 9,800 views on that video, and it was made a long time ago. I've gotten 51 subscribers. It's called My Pahrump, and I did it in May. My Pahrump. Let's see. And that was Russell saying thanks for the tour of Pahrump. I'll do another one soon. VEWNZ. I love listening to your drive alongs because they always packed full of interesting insights into the world of YouTube on top of camping know-how. Thank you for continuing these chat sessions for all of us. And that was on the drive to St. James Hotel murders. Ghosts, Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday. And that is it for today. And this is a long one, I know. And hopefully I didn't bore you with, I don't know, that probably went on 10, 15 minutes about atomized salt in propane heaters. Might be useful to somebody. Take care.